Those people who say, yeah, I know God. Okay, what are you doing for me? Nothing, I don't care if he exists. That means you don't know God. If you know God, you will fall in love with him. Worship that primeval Lord Sri Govinda, whose beauty can charm millions of cupids in this world. Krishna's heralded as Krishna, he was a rabbi of the Jewish tradition, and he was, because he's a rabbi, he's supposed to be on the side of God. When he had his son contract a disease called as progeria, and who happened to die at the age of 14, he was shocked. He couldn't make anything out of it. Why would God kill his son of a rabbi, at the young age of 14? Krishna, before the war, came to Karna and said, he told him, yes, you are the son of Kunti. Even today, you can come back, join the Pandavas. When we win, when the Pandavas win, you become the king. Krishna offered that to Karna, and Karna knew Krishna as the supreme person. He didn't think Krishna was just another person. He knew Krishna is God, and God is telling me to support Pandavas because they're dharmic. And Karna also knew they are dharmic. But he said, I cannot let go of Duryodhana. Why? Because in the time of need, he had help.
That was his dharma.
Yeah, that was not his dharma. He chose friendship over Krishna's advice. That became adharma. So today we will enter the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. In the 9th chapter, we saw how Krishna talks about two aspects, the Paratvam and Saulabhatvam. Paratvam means his greatness, and Saulabhatvam means his how easy that he is attainable, how easily he is attainable. Okay. So how is something that is the best, the topmost, and the prime object of all the yogis very difficult to be obtained, and therefore he is called the Paratvam. How is he easily obtained?
Through your devotion.
Yeah, through pure devotional service. Srila Prabhupada would always translate bhakti as devotional service, not only devotion, because love means to service. Wherever there is love, one is ready to make some sacrifice and serve, and therefore Prabhupada would translate it as devotional service. And what is that characteristic of pure devotional service? What does it mean, pure devotional service? In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is explained as ahaituki apratihata. Two characteristics to pure devotional service. One, ahaituki means you have no motivation in approaching Krishna other than to please him. And apratihata means is not that once in a while I'll try to please him. It's regularly, every day. It's not interrupted by material circumstances. I got good marks in exam, so I will worship Krishna. I did not get what I want, so I will also not give Krishna what I'm supposed to give him. He's making my life difficult, I'll make his life difficult. So ahaituki apratihata. Pure devotional service means no material motivation, no calculation. Only if things work out for me, then I'll worship Krishna. Not like that. It's pure. Just like a lover loves the beloved for what the beloved is, then is love. As soon as there are expectations, you have to be like this, you have to do this much for me, then it becomes a little difficult, isn't it? So bhakti or pure devotion means that devotional service where we do it out of love for Krishna, for Krishna's pleasure, without any other motivation or material calculation for our benefit. And it is not interrupted by material circumstances. That means in the good times or the bad times, through the thick and the thin, we're always ready to serve Krishna however he wants. And it is the pure ideal stage. And therefore, our goal of attending these classes is to become a better and better devotee. We want to improve our quality of service to Krishna and his devotees. So in 9th chapter, Krishna is highlighting this. My dear Arjuna, if you want to really attain me, you have to practice pure devotional service. And that is the most confidential part or knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. Now in the 10th chapter, Krishna is explaining about his opulences. Why Krishna? You can say, yes, pure devotional. pure devotion or pure devotional service. But why to Krishna? So Krishna is telling his greatness. Why me? And therefore 10th chapter is called as the opulence of the absolute. So I'll just give you the breakdown of the entire chapter. Text 1 to 7, Krishna says, the Bhagavad Gita talks about how knowing that Krishna is unknowable and he is the source of everything. Then the text 8 to 11, that is pure bhakti, the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. That is the fourth text of discussion for today. Text 8 to 11. And it is called as the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, which means Bhagavad Gita in 4 verses. If you study these 4 verses, then you know the entire essence, the Gita Sar, the essence of the Gita. Text 12 to 18, Arjuna accepts Krishna's supreme position as the supreme personality of Godhead. That means he accepts Krishna as God. Between 12 to 18 text. And finally 19 to 42, Lord Krishna describes his opulences, his vibhutis. And this is therefore called as Vibhuti Yoga, the 10th chapter. So 4 parts to this entire 10th chapter. First, we understand how Krishna is not knowable and he is the source of everything. Second, we understand the pure bhakti, which is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Then Arjuna accepts Krishna's supreme position. And finally, Krishna describes his opulences. That's the Vibhuti Yoga. That's the remaining chapter from 19 to 42. Okay, so now we will begin. We'll read till text 8 and that's where the discussion will start. Is not shared? Okay. No one said anything. Am I audible to all the devotees online?
Yes, Prabhu, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Bhuya eva mahabaho
Bhuya eva mahabaho
Shृणु me paramam vachaha
Shri me paramam vacha
Yatteham priyamanaya
Yatteham priyamanaya
Vakshami hitakamyaya.
Vakshami hitakamyaya.
Who has the mic?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend. For your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained."
Now he is further going into. Now, what is the knowledge he has already given? He has already given the understanding about pure devotional service being the most confidential knowledge. That means not everyone can get access to that knowledge, though it is accessible. It is like an open secret because you can just purchase a Bhagavad Gita, but you cannot just access it on your own. So Krishna is telling this to Arjuna, but to access it, you need the society of Vaishnavas. So now Krishna is going to take it ahead. Next. Name vidu suraganaha
Name vidu saragana
prabhavam na maharishayah
Prabhavam na maharshya
aham adirhi devana
Amadirhi devana
maharshinam cha sarvashah.
Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of demigods and sages.
Now Krishna is explaining his supreme position. He is saying, see, if God can be understood by someone, then that someone's intellect is God, because he has understood God. God means one who is unlimited, infinite. He is called as Ananta, one who has no end. So therefore, Krishna is saying, I am not knowable. Name vidu suraganaha. He is saying, even the demigods cannot know me. Even Vayu, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, they cannot understand me. The pious people cannot understand me. And therefore, Krishna is God. Then why are we studying the Bhagavad Gita if Krishna cannot be known? We cannot know the entirety of Krishna but we can know enough to love him. More we know about Krishna, more we understand we don't know anything about him. That is real knowledge. That means more and more you know is like jumping into an ocean. From standing on the shore, you look at the breadth of the ocean, you say, "Oh, I know what an ocean is. It's such and such surface square, surface area." No, that's not what an ocean is. How will you know what really an ocean is? You go inside the ocean. The more you go inside, the more you understand, I don't know anything about the ocean because it's so vast and looks infinite, isn't it? So Krishna is also like that. So therefore Krishna is saying, Name vidus suraganaha. Even the demigods, the rishis, the yogis, they cannot know me. Neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences. For in every respect I am the source of the demigods and the sages. From him, all the entire creation comes. That will be explained again further. Yo mamajamanadim cha vetti lokamaheshwaram asammudah cha asammudah samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate. Yes.
He who knows me.
Yeah.
He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme Lord of all the worlds, he only undiluted among men is freed from all sins.
Yeah. So Krishna's position is such that if someone understands Krishna, immediately he becomes sinless. Krishna is saying. So one who knows me who as the unborn. Unborn means Krishna is always there. Krishna doesn't need parents to be born. He has been always there. Anadim, that means he's always there from the beginning of creation. Anadim is beginningless. So such a person, he remains undiluted and becomes sinless. Buddhirjnanam asammoha Shrama satyam damah shamaha Sukam dukkam bhavo bhavo Bhayam cha bhayamev cha Ahimsa samata tushtis Tapodanam yasho yashah Bhavanti bhava bhutana Matta eva pritagvidaha. Yeah.
Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubts and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of all senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, firm and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone.
Yeah. So Krishna is saying all these qualities that we observe in this material world, the quality is also coming from me. So Krishna is the source of even the qualities. Such a huge word. Our focus is discussion from 10.8 onwards, so therefore we're just going till there. Maharishaya sapta purve Chatvaro manavastatha Madbhava manasa jata Yesham loka ima prajaha.
The 7 great sages, and before them the 4 other great sages and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them.
So Krishna is saying how everything finally, ultimately it begins from him and then it goes on, continues. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo vetti tattvataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate nata samshayaha.
One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt.
Yes. That means one who is convinced of Krishna's opulence. This is the Vibhuti, Etam Vibhuti Yogam Cha. This is the chapter, the Vibhuti Yoga. So Krishna is now setting the stage to display Krishna's opulences to Arjuna. What makes Krishna great? Now, because Arjuna is also like, yeah, I understand you're great, but can you show me your greatness? So now Krishna is going to be a little more practical by trying to show his greatness, his opulences. And anyone who becomes convinced, yes, Krishna can do anything. Krishna knows everything. Krishna is all powerful. Krishna knows no bounds. He is not restricted by anything. No one can defeat him. So more we understand and we are convinced of Krishna's opulence, such a person engages in Krishna's unalloyed devotional service. Okay, now the verse of discussion from here. So from here, the 4 verses, they explain the Bhagavad Gita in essence. What is the essence of the entire Gita? 10.8, 9, 10 and 11. Okay, and this is what we'll spend a little more time on. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante ma buddha bhava samanvitaha.
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
So first comes knowledge, then comes devotion. There is no, see, to even appreciate someone, we need to know who they are, isn't it? As soon as you know the person sitting right next to you is Steve Jobs, immediately your respect comes forth. And as soon as respect comes, you want to do something for that person. Because now you are like in a submissive mood and filled with awe and reverence. You know his greatness. So immediately you want to bend down. You are like, can I bring you a cup of coffee or something as soon as you meet Steve Jobs? Because you know he's very great. So Krishna is first establishing his greatness. Then naturally our Hare Krishna. Naturally we will want to serve, because see, we all are in search of serving the greatest person, isn't it? We don't want to serve some being in this world who has no opulence. Why to serve such a person? One person in a village had that aspiration that I want to serve the greatest person. So he went to the local landowner. In India they call them zamindar. And he said, I want to serve you because everyone comes and they offer their respects to you, and you manage many things here. So I want to offer you direct service because I only want to offer respect to the greatest person. So he was offering service to the zamindar. At that time he saw this zamindar, he is also offering respect. To whom? To the king. Zamindar has to pay taxes to the king. Zamindar has to, he saw not one zamindar, there are many other zamindars, but one king managing all of them. So he felt actually greater than zamindar is the king. Greater than landowner is the king. So he wanted to serve the king. So he went to the king and he started offering his services directly to the king. And then he saw whenever a brahmana, his guru would come, his teacher would come, king would get off from his throne and place his teacher on the throne and wash his feet with water and take that water and sprinkle over the heads of his family members. So he understood that this brahmana, this teacher, is even higher than the king. So he went to the brahmana and he said, I want to serve you directly because you are even greater than the king. And as he began his service to this teacher, the guru or the brahmana, he saw the brahmana would every day get up early and worship the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Then he said, oh, you also worship someone? He said, yes, the Lord of my life is Shri Krishna. Then he said, okay, I want to worship God. And does God worship anyone? his devotees. Because he's subservient to the love of his devotees, isn't it? So in this world we all want to worship the topmost person. No one wants to, is like, even in a company we join as a SD1, software developer, but very low position. Then you graduate to SD2. Then in some time you become software engineer, software manager. Then you become a senior manager. Then you probably get even higher post. What is a higher post than senior manager in a software company? Sorry?
Director, something like that.
Director is, no, I think before that, director बहुत ज़्यादा आगे हो गया. Sorry? Vice president? Okay. All of you are very, now you're not aiming for those posts. All saints and sages. So, say vice president. Above the vice president is? President, you have a president in a... Huh? Director? Director. Then above the director is? The chief executive, the CEOs, the CFOs, the CTOs. Isn't it? So, you always want to serve the higher person. But when you're one of the CEOs, then you also see there's someone who is a direct, he only talks to the owner directly. Then you want to go and serve him, and finally you want to serve the owner. Isn't it? That's the ladder people want to climb in this world, trying to serve the greatest person. So Krishna is trying to make it clear here who is the greatest. So when we talk about devotional service, savai pumsa paro dharmo yatho bhakti radhokshade. As soon as you say bhakti, Krishna says it is to me, Krishna, God. Bhakti does not mean to the living entities of this world. Of course, there is service to the living entities of this world, understanding they are parts and parcels of God, understanding that they're children of God, not thinking that they are God. So that connection is there. So Krishna is trying to explain, I am the source of all the spiritual and the material worlds. Everything emanates from me. Therefore, Krishna is called as Sarva Shaktiman, one aspect of Krishna. Sarva Shaktiman means all the powers reside in him. And Krishna is not managing this world by going and doing everything himself. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate, natat samascha vyadhikascha drishyate, parasya shakti vidhaya vishuyate, swabhaviki jnana bhalakriyacha. He is in the spiritual world and he has no work to do. Natat karyam karanam cha vidyate. He has no work to do. No one can say, Krishna, you have to work 8 hours a day. We have work to do. Krishna has nothing to do. You catch Krishna off guard in Vrindavan, you will only find him playing with the cows, playing with his boyfriends, playing his flute, dancing with the peacocks, playing in the waters of Yamuna, teasing teasing the gopis, isn't it? So Krishna is a very playful guy. He has no work to do. For us, you catch any one of us, so much work. You ask anyone, why don't you attend class today? They say, Prabhu, where's the time? I'm working so hard. Why? Because to maintain our livelihood. But Krishna is not like that. But even though he does not work, everything under him is working on its own. How is that possible? He is not working, but things under him are working. And that is because he allows his energies to take care. In the Bible it is said, God said, let there be light, and there was light. Let there be earth, and there was earth. That's how God works. So who is doing this? His energies. Sabhavaki jnana balakriyacha. He has various energies managing the entire universe. And therefore Krishna says in the 9th chapter, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. I have pervaded this entire creation through my energies. I am everywhere through my energies. Like the owner is everywhere in the company through his energies, because his policies are put everywhere. You look at the policy, you understand, oh, he's the owner, I have to follow it. There's no doubt about it. If I don't follow, I'll be kicked out. Owner doesn't have to come and do that personally, check whether you're there or not. His energies will take care. He has put people in place. He has put managers in place. He has put administrators in place, and they are running everything. What is the owner doing? Once in a while, even unscheduled, without any appointment, he might visit. He might give a smile to all the employees, see how well the company is doing, and go and enjoy with his family. Owner doesn't take so much tension. Who takes tension? People under. So Krishna also Sarva Shaktiman, he is running everything in this world with through his energies. He has no tension. Yes.
There is also, don't they say that Krishnaji runs the world through like how cycle of karma allows the world to do itself? Is that also what it is? Or?
Law of karma is one of his energies.
Okay.
Just as Kala, the time factor is also one of his energies.
Okay. And that all stuff runs
by itself, yes. And he has also put the demigods. Like Indra, you take care of the rains. Chandra, you take care of the moon and moonlight. Surya, you take care of the sun and sunlight. Why you take care of the wind? And everyone, yes sir, I will do it. They get salary. Isn't it? So they're all employees under Krishna. Krishna is the owner. So Krishna is blissfully playing in Vrindavan. So therefore he is called as Sarva Shaktiman. And one other factor Krishna is referred to is as Parama Tattva. Param Tattva means his position as God is the supreme. It is unchallenged. As Krishna says, Matta Paratram na anyat. There is no one superior to me. There is no one equal to me. By strength, by wealth, by beauty, by renunciation. What else? By fame. All these opulences, Krishna is unmatched. Krishna can lift the Govardhan hill and protect Vrindavan in such a way that he was showering the waters of devastation because he wanted the entire Vrindavan village to be destroyed. But not a blade of grass on Govardhan moved. Just to humble Indra. This is Param Tattva. No one can challenge Krishna's supremacy. If Krishna wants, he can bring the dead back to life. If Krishna wants, he can stop the law of karma as he does for his devotees. Krishna takes away all the karma from his devotees and burns them to dust. Or he can withhold and allow it to happen for his devotees, so the devotees will become better devotees. Isn't it? Krishna can do anything and everything by his own sweet will. Nothing can check Krishna, nothing can stop Krishna, nothing can restrict Krishna. Don't you agree that is the definition of God? One who cannot be checked. You cannot force Krishna, I have done so much for you, now you have to do this. Krishna will say, who says? Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Whatever dharma, whatever shastra you are studying, they're all my words. So when Krishna in Mahabharata is telling Arjuna, you kill Karna, that became dharma for Arjuna. Arjuna was not sinful because of that. Though he killed someone who was unarmed, who was not on a chariot, and he was on chariot and armed. So generally in battle, it's not allowed. They have to be, fight is between equals. You are holding a sword, the other person should hold a sword. You are holding bow and arrow, other person should also wield bow and arrow. If you are holding a mace, he should hold a mace. If you are using a fist, he should use a fist. Fight is between equals. But Karna was in such a position, the wheel of the chariot was stuck in the ground, and Karna warned Arjuna, don't be a coward and shoot me at this time. Let me get the chariot back into running, and let me get on the chariot, and let's fight like men. And immediately Krishna interrupted and said, what do you mean fight like men? Don't you remember all the adharma you had caused till now? And you are now talking about dharma? Because he told Arjuna, don't be adharmic, don't be cowardly. So Krishna said, Arjuna, don't listen to him. Shoot. And for Arjuna, it became dharma. Yes.
What was the adharma Karna caused in his lifetime as being Karna?
He instigated Duryodhan to get Draupadi and disrobe her in the public. That was Karna's idea, to take revenge on Draupadi, because in Draupadi's Swayamvar, when she was choosing a husband, she saw Karna is there, and she wanted Arjuna as the husband, and she thought probably Karna might pose a good challenge to Arjuna. And what if I get married to Karna? So she said, just an announcement for all of you, only Kshatriyas are allowed to fight, not any Sutaputra, like not a son of a charioteer. So Karna understood, and immediately he was very disappointed and he left from there. So he wanted to take revenge on Draupadi. So therefore, that is one. And always Karna always supported Duryodhana in all his. See, what is Duryodhana's confidence in fighting the war, Mahabharata? Karna. Even more than Bhishma, because he knew Bhishma has some heart for Pandavas. But his confidence was Karna.
Karna was a Kshatriya.
He was actually a Kshatriya, yes. He didn't know that. Yeah. So like that. Yeah, and many other. He always favored Duryodhana.
But wasn't his dharma to favor?
No, it's not. It's not. Actually, in the Shastra, in the wisdom literatures, dharma is also of different levels. So when you compare two dharma, the higher dharma prevails. When Krishna before the war came to Karna and said, he told him, yes, you are the son of Kunti. Even today, you can come back, join the Pandavas. When we win, when the Pandavas win, you become the king. Krishna offered that to Karna, and Karna knew Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. He didn't think Krishna was just another person. He knew Krishna is God, and God is telling me to support Pandavas because they're dharmic. And Karna also knew they are dharmic. But he said, I cannot let go of Duryodhana. Why? Because in the time of need, he had helped me. Sorry?
Friendship, that was his dharma.
Yeah, that was not his dharma. He chose friendship over Krishna's advice. That became adharma. Krishna suggested you come back to Pandavas. That means he was attached. See, whole Mahabharata is a play of attachments. Dhritarashtra attached to Duryodhana, Duryodhana attached to possessing the kingdom, Karna attached to Duryodhana, Arjuna attached to his relatives. It's all cutting attachments here and there. So any decision taken on behalf of attachments, usually difficult to follow Krishna, and it leads to adharma. Like that. So I was explaining to you how Krishna is Param Tattva. When Krishna says, Arjuna, you fight, that became dharma. Because the word mentioned in the Vedas is Krishna's word. And whatever Krishna says becomes dharma. Therefore, it's Param Tattva. Whatever he does, whatever he says, nothing can be challenged. It is mentioned, Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasambrama Sevyamanam. In the spiritual world, there are thousands and thousands, millions of Lakshmis serving the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. So Krishna's wealth, you cannot count. Here we think being a billionaire is big. Okay, maybe trillionaire. Or maybe a little more than that. It's nothing for Krishna. Where is all the money coming from? Isn't it? From Krishna. People want Lakshmi, but Lakshmi wants Narayana. So therefore, everyone in this world, Lakshmipati, Karodpati, but Krishna is Lakshmipati. Lakhpati, Karodpati, but Krishna is Lakshmipati. Everything is with Krishna. So wealth, no one can challenge him. Similarly, beauty. It is mentioned, Venum Kwanantam Aravindadalayatакsham Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship that primeval Lord Sri Govinda, whose beauty can charm millions of cupids in this world. What is Krishna's beauty? Venum Kwanantam Aravindadalayatакsham. That means, with his lotus petal-like eyes, he's playing this beautiful flute called as Venu. Venum Kwanantam Aravindadalayatакsham Barhavatamsam. That means he's holding a peacock feather on his head. Asitam Buddha Sundarangam. And his beauty is of no comparison. No comparison to what? The millions of cupids. See, one cupid can drive one boy and one girl crazy in this world. Isn't it? You have seen a heart and an arrow going through the heart. That's the cupid's arrow. So that cupid, when he sees Krishna, he goes mad. When we see Cupid, we go mad. When he sees Krishna, he goes mad. Not one such Cupid. Thousands and millions of Cupids go mad. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Why? Because Krishna is so beautiful. Krishna is so beautiful, when he sees himself, he gets bewildered. Who is this beautiful guy? Out of illusion, we sometimes feel like that in front of the mirror. But our beauty is no beauty. But Krishna's beauty is eternal beauty. You know why? Because Krishna's beauty is not restricted by age. At the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he was around 125 years old, and Krishna was as beautiful as a 16-year-old. Very smart, because 16 is like the ripe fruit. After 16, again starts old age. Before 16, you're too young. But at 16 is like the most ripe mango. Krishna was that beautiful throughout. So Krishna's beauty is unaffected by time, and therefore his beauty is real beauty. Our beauty is like grapes turning into raisins. As we become old, you will never see Miss Universe being old, isn't it? She's always young, but that young means only those 2-3 years where the beauty is in its ripe stage. But after that, done. Everything has to end. Everything in this world has to come to an end. So therefore, Krishna is Param Tattva. His beauty, his strength, his wealth, his fame, his renunciation, Krishna becoming the charioteer of Arjuna, his renunciation, he's not attached to his opulence. He's ready to give it all away to his devotees. So everything is unmatched, and therefore he's called Param Tattva. He's called Param Tattva. He's called Sarva Shaktiman because he runs this entire world, entire creation without even being part of it. He's busy enjoying. And then he's called as Akila Rasamrita Murti. Akila Rasamrita Murti means he's the embodiment of all loving reciprocation. He does not only love the gopis. He loves the cows, and cows love him. He loves the peacocks, and peacocks love him. He loves the cowherd boys, the gopas, and they love him. He loves Vrindavan, Vrindavan loves him. Govardhan loves him. All the creatures love Krishna. Nanda Yashoda love Krishna. The Vrajavasis love Krishna. Everyone loves Krishna. Some look at Krishna as my son, and Krishna reciprocates as son, being a naughty son. Some look at Krishna as my friend, and Krishna reciprocates like a friend. Some look at Krishna as a chastiser, and Krishna becomes a chastiser for them, like Kamsa. He saw Krishna as enemy. Krishna reciprocated as his enemy. All the rasas you want, Krishna can reciprocate. You want a master, Krishna becomes your master. You want a son, Krishna becomes your son. You want a lover, Krishna becomes a lover. So therefore he is called as Akila Rasa Amrita Murti. He is the embodiment of all loving reciprocation. Therefore in Sanskrit we sing this famous prayer, Tvameva Mata Chipta Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhus Chasada Tvameva, Chasakha Tvameva. Who is a Tvam? Who is a Tvam? In Maharashtra we sing it for after Ganapati worship, isn't it? Tvameva Mata Chipta Tvameva. I mean, who is that Tvam? Tvam is referred to Krishna. Because after that you sing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That means that Tvam is Krishna. My dear Lord, you are my father, you are my mother, you are my friend, you are my relative, you are everything for me. That's real relationship. Why? Because relationships in this world, how much can you reciprocate love with the other person? Isn't it? So much, mostly miscommunication. With Krishna, there's a miscommunication because he understands your heart. In this material world, no one can understand your heart. Very difficult. You have to clarify 10 times. Then probably still they might not understand your heart. But Krishna can immediately understand your heart even without you saying anything to him. Where is miscommunication? Therefore, he is Akila Rasamrita Murti. He can fill your heart with love for him. But the people of this world cannot do that for us. They cannot satisfy us. Isn't it? So therefore Krishna is saying here, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, Matta Sarvam Pravartate. Krishna is establishing his position. I am the person, the source of everything in this world. All the resources come from me. You want gold coins, gold comes from me. You want bread to eat, bread comes from me. You want natural resources for your good health like sunlight, sunlight comes from me. So be it food grains, be it natural resources like sunlight, or be it metals and other things for your skyscraper buildings. Everything comes from me. And therefore Krishna says, when you understand that from me everything emanates. Even the good qualities, the bad qualities come from me. But the bad qualities in Krishna are also good. When Krishna becomes angry, he only benefits. He was angry as Narsimha, and he came and killed Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyakashipu got delivered, liberated. So such an anger is also beneficial. We become angry and we destroy our relationship, isn't it? So for us, anger is a gateway to hell. Krishna becomes angry and he delivers the living entities. Krishna shows his loving pastimes. In a way, it is quote unquote lust, isn't it? Krishna and the gopis, the taboo. But even such, of course, not without required qualification. But it is said, one who hears about Krishna's pastime with the gopis, he also overcomes lust, of course, but only under guidance. But to say the qualities come from him, there is nothing that does not come from Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna. But in Krishna, they are absolute. Krishna is stealing the butter from the houses of the other gopis, and he is glorified as Makanchor. But you go and steal butter from your neighboring apartment, you will be put behind the bars. Isn't it? Krishna is dancing with other men's wives, and he is glorified in the Rasa Leela. You go and touch the hand of your friend's girlfriend, she'll give you a tight slap. Isn't it? We cannot copy Krishna, imitate Krishna like this. Why? Because whatever Krishna does is absolute. It's only beneficial for others. He is not doing it because he is in need of something. He is doing it for the pleasure of other devotees. Therefore, he says, I am the source. And then he says, the wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. And therefore, here you see the Sanskrit, it is mentioned as iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. See, bhava samanvitaha means the highlight word is bhava. Bhava means there is love. One who knows greatness of Krishna can invest his heart in that relationship. And therefore, Krishna is presenting this chapter of Vibhuti Yoga. Understand who I am. Don't think I am not capable. Harold S. Kushner, he was a rabbi of the Jewish tradition, and he was, because he's a rabbi, he's supposed to be on the side of God. When he had his son contract a disease called as progeria and who happened to die at the age of 14, he was shocked. He couldn't make anything out of it. Why would God kill his son of a rabbi, at the young age of 14? So he wrote a book, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. Over there he questions. He says, generally the three qualities are assigned to God. That God is all powerful, God is all merciful, and he is all knowing. And his conjecture is, either God can be all merciful and all powerful, but not all knowing. That means, he is all powerful and all merciful, but he did not know the disease of his son and therefore could not do anything about it. Or he says, he could be all powerful and all knowing, but he might not be all merciful because he was not merciful to my son. Or he could be all knowing and all merciful, but not all powerful to stop that disease. Therefore, he says God is only 2 out of 3. This is his misunderstanding. Why? Because he is not educated about the law of karma. Isn't it? So he has this very famous book, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. No, but Krishna is not like that. Therefore, we need to know who God is. God is all powerful, all knowing, all merciful, and much, much more. Therefore, to understand how God works, more you try to understand Krishna, more you will helplessly fall in love with him. Those people who say, yeah, I know God. Okay, what are you doing for me? Nothing, I don't care if he exists. That means you don't know God. If you know God, you will fall in love with him. Why is our heart not going, is not being pulled, is not being attracted by the Supreme Lord? Because we do not know anything about him. That is what Krishna is saying here. Understand, I am the source of all the material and spiritual worlds, everything emanates from me, but the wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service with all their hearts. So more we try to understand Krishna, more we will fall in love with him. You want to become a better devotee, we have to try to know more and more about Krishna. How Krishna acts in every situation. Like that. Therefore, it is said, Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. Okay, next one. Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayantah Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. Who's reading?
The thought of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
Yeah. So first he said before the qualification to invest your heart in me is to understand, try to understand me, who I am. More you understand me, more you'll fall in love with me. And now he's saying, how do my devotees behave? What do they do? Those who have fallen in love with me are called the pure devotees. So what do? Mat chitta mad gata prana bodhayanta parasparam. The devotees do not waste time idly. They do not go here and there, gossip, either digital gossip or verbal gossip, or engage in activities that simply wastes one time or simply is entangling us into this material world. What do the pure devotees do? The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. They're always thinking about Krishna. Mat chitta mad gata prana. The lives are fully devoted to my service. And then they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So the devotees are so busy. Busy doing what? Busy discussing about God. Busy discussing about Krishna. Because to the time we have this material body, we have five senses, we have the mind and intelligence. We need to keep them engaged. We cannot simply keep it idle. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. The idle mind can, Harvard Medical Studies say, if you keep your mind idle, most of the time, they give some percentage, over about 60 to 70% of the time, mind goes back to some bad turn of events and keeps thinking, why did this happen like this? It could have happened like that. Lamentation, shoka, moha and bhayam. Lamentation, illusion and fear. Lamentation of the past, illusion of the present, fear of the future. Therefore, the mind should not be kept idle. My spiritual master says, free time is not opulence, it is danger. Because we always want free time. He says, don't have free time, it's not good. Have it, let your time be engaged in something fruitful. How do the devotees utilize their time? Machitta mad gata prana bodhayanta parasparam. They get in touch with other devotees and they discuss about Krishna. And more the devotees come together like this and we're discussing about Krishna, about subject matters that really matter, about truths that are eternal, not about the fading and dying truth. More tushyanti cha ramanti cha. This is very nourishing to the devotees. Tushyanti means we are so satisfied. We don't need external things to make us happy. I don't need something outside to make me happy. I'm not counting my money or bank balance to make me happy. I don't depend on anything material to make me happy. I don't have to wear some branded jeans, branded shirt. I don't have to become popular. I don't need dhanam janam sundarim to make me happy. I'm not checking my Instagram followers to make me happy. What makes me happy? Just discussing about Krishna. These are pure devotees. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They're so satisfied, they don't need anything material to make them happy. Why? Because they're so satisfied in their loving relationship with Krishna. And they're always, when they discuss ramanti, ramana means they derive great pleasure discussing about. They're in great ecstasy because they're discussing about Krishna. And therefore, they don't need anything material. And such devotees, they lead simple lives. Simple living, high thinking. Prabhupada said that's our motto. Simple living, high thinking. For the materialistic people, their motto is Simply living, hardly thinking. Prabhupada said. So more we are satisfied internally, we don't need anything external to make me happy. We are not dependent on anything outside of us. And yeah, they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So the devotees generally sit with Bhagavad Gita. Or they take up some service. They're happily doing it because they know Guru and Krishna are satisfied. Let me simply please Krishna. And you will find it. You do some service just for the pleasure of others, you will be very happy because it is our nature. We will be happy when we serve. That's called dharma. Yeah. So here the discussion is about Krishna is saying, how do my pure devotees dwell? How do they serve? Yes.
But dharma is also in material world, right? Like for example, if I'm studying, then my dharma is to study and get the best
Correct.
material benefit from studying. Or if I'm working, then my dharma is to do my work properly and get that, right? So
Correct.
how does that balance work?
So dharma is of multiple types. Dharma. One is dharma of the soul. Other one is the dharma of the body that you have got.
Okay.
So one is called as swadharma. Swadharma is your dharma of the soul. As a devotee, jiva sarupa hoy Krishna nityadas, it is said. Being soul, we are always the servants of God. So our natural position is to serve God. That's our real dharma of the soul. And having occupied a certain body and being in a certain position, like for example, you are in a position of student, then your dharma is to study also.
Okay.
Because you are being placed in this body at this point in time. So then you have some dharma connected to your body.
And that dharma that we have of our body, we have to do it with consciousness as dharma of soul. Basically.
Correct. Very good. So all the dharma should be aligned.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, so Prabhupada explains same thing. See, in the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. And in the mature stage, they are actually situated in love of God. That means you don't have to be a pure devotee to experience pleasure in discussing about Krishna. Even for us, even when we are, we're trying to become devotees, we have a lot of purification to go through. Still, by discussing about Krishna, we can be happy. How Krishna kills, how Varaha comes and kills Hiranyaksh, how Narsimha kills Hiranyakashipu, how Krishna in Vrindavan is killing so many demons, how he's playing so nicely with his coward boyfriends. They're imitating the swans, they're imitating the peacocks. Some coward boys jump into Yamuna and they're imitating the frogs. They're pulling each other's legs. They're running behind the birds. Sometimes in the Yamuna on the shore, some cranes, they stand still. So the one boy goes next to the crane and also stands still like the crane. And other boys are simply laughing looking at this. Very simple-hearted, innocent pleasure, isn't it? So just talking about this, it is very pleasurable. You don't have to be a pure devotee to experience that pleasure. But as you become pure, the pleasure also increases even more. So much so that there's so many devotees giving up everything, becoming complete, taking sannyas and relishing this pleasure. That means this spiritual pleasure is of much higher quality than anything material. Ramante yogino anante, it is mentioned. The yogis enjoy unending pleasure. The pleasure in the material world is limited. The pleasure in the material world is temporary. And the pleasure in the material world is changeable pleasure. It is illusory pleasure. Therefore, it's changeable. If you are facing some pleasure now, experiencing some pleasure now, very next moment it can be distressful. Every time one purchases a packet of cigarettes, there is a warning. Smoking can kill you or something, isn't it? It causes cancer. Some doctors I have seen, they read it and smoke. Doctors. So, even though it's pleasurable today, tomorrow it is poison for the body. Similarly, any kind of habits, material pleasure is always limited. Even if you like to eat nicely, how long can that pleasure stay? Till the time you finish your plate. After that, then you have the pain of digesting it, isn't it? Next day you will get to know. So then you cannot get carried away even by eating. Similarly, if someone finds the pleasure in traveling, then traveling costs. Or the material, if you want to enjoy the pleasures in the material world, there's constant danger. Anything can happen at any time. And therefore, and not just that, it is also highly limited. That means for this much amount of pleasure, you have to experience this much amount of pain. Just to earn some, just to get some, good shelter, people work so hard. And finally at the month they get salary, and then they think, oh, I am happy. Then again they work hard. And what is their carrot? Their carrot is at the end of the month you'll get salary. That's why they're working. Then you catch such a person and ask, are you happy? He says, yes, I'm happy. Actually, he's not happy. The living entity in this material world is not happy. Dukkhalem ashashvatam. The only pleasure is the hope that I'll get the salary at the end of the month, and that money will bring me happiness. That hope is what is giving him happiness. Kutra shisha shruti sukha mrigatrishni rupa vedam kalevaram ashesha rujham viroha nirvidyate natu jano yadapiti vidvan kamanalam madhulavai shamayandurapai. Prahlad is singing this verse and he's saying, Kutra shisha shruti sukha mrigatrishni rupa. What is the nature of material pleasures? He called it shruti sukha. Shruti sukha means when you say it, hey, let's go to a mall and go for shopping. Sounds nice. When you go to the shop, you have to see. Then you find that your credit card is already full. I can't do more purchases. It costs. Everything costs so much. So costly. As most of the Indians do, we go to the mall, look at the shop and come out. No, we don't purchase anything. We just like to feel the ambience. Shruti sukha. Sounds very nice. That is material pleasure. Sounds nice. Like when some cyclones hit California or Florida, then the scientists gave a name, Rita and Katrina and these things. Sounds very nice. But the effect of cyclone is death. Isn't it? So Maya she makes it sound very nice, but when you experience it, it's death. Isn't it? That's material pleasure. So, that is also Maya's packaging industry. She packages all kinds of misery, but with a very beautiful package. You feel something very nice is there inside. But when you open that package, and all packaging is completely unique. So you feel there's so much of variety. But any package you want to open, you get the same old thing, that is misery. So much pain. And therefore Prahlad is saying, Shruti Sukha, Kutra Shisha, Shruti Sukha. This pleasure in the material world, actually there's no pleasure. But when you hear it, you think there is pleasure. Hey, your friend is going to get married. Oh wow, he's getting married. Sounds so nice. Yeah, correct. Sounds so nice. I'm not sure after that. In the movies, therefore they say, finally hero meets the, female hero, and then they lived happily ever after. Why? Because they will not shoot after that. Because then other horrors come out. What happens after that? Love at first sight, then divorce at first fight, they say. So we cannot deny the fact that there is misery in this world. A lot of misery. So he calls it Shruti Sukha. And then he says Mrigatrishni Rupa. The material pleasure is, Mrigatrishni Rupa means it is a mirage in a desert. On a hot sunny day when you're driving, you see there's some water, but it's not water, it is mirage. Mirage means it looks like there is a water, but actually there is no water. Some desert animals, sometimes they run looking for some water and they think there is water. They run long distance in the hot sun in the desert and feeling so thirsty and finding out actually there is no water, they just drop down dead. That is also our nature sometimes. Mrigatrishni Rupa means the illusion of material happiness. So Kutra Shisha Shruti Sukha Mrigatrishni Rupa Kvedam Kalevaram Ashesha Rujam Viroha. But the nature of the truth is, this material body is simply housing thousands and thousands of diseases. Kvedam Kalevaram Ashesha Rujam Viroha. Thousands and thousands of diseases. That's all this body is. But we think with this body I will enjoy. There is no enjoyment. You eat little more sweets, you get diabetes, isn't it? Or you get tooth pain, something or the other. And therefore, the real nectar, the honey of pleasure is tasted by the devotees. For the devotees, they engage in pleasure of the spiritual pleasure. What is spiritual pleasure? Brahma Saukyam tu Anantam. The spiritual pleasure is unending. It is expansive. It is vast. It is infinite, and it has no end. And it is so satisfying to the soul. And therefore, many people, they just give up everything material. They're fed up of anything material. We don't have to give up, but we can understand where is real happiness. The real happiness is tasted by the devotees of the Supreme Lord. They taste the honey that is falling from the lotus feet of Krishna in the form of service and instructions, like the Bhagavad Gita. Following which the devotees become fully tushyanticha ramanticha. And this we can also feel it. All of us, we don't have to wait to become pure devotees. Even at our current stage, we can experience this spiritual pleasure, at least a glimpse of it, to the degree we render pure devotional service to Krishna. Yeah. So that's how the pure devotees behave. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me, their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So therefore, more we come together and we discuss about Krishna, more we'll be very happy in life. Because we know Krishna is present as our protector, as the real protector, the provider. Krishna is there. Krishna is there with me in my difficult times. He is there with me always. He knows about my problems and He's there to help me. And He's not incapable, nor is He unknowable. He doesn't know about my problems. He's there. So it is very reassuring. At the same time, whether He's there for my problem or not, I am there to serve Him. So you have a good relationship also. So naturally, the pure devotees are always happy. More we discuss about Krishna, more we become satisfied. So the other two verses we will do next time because already time. So we will just read it. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te.
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Yes. So Krishna gives the understanding to the devotee how to tackle the obstacles in this material world and come to me. Why? Because the devotees are simply worried about how to please Krishna, and Krishna makes their life or gives them an idea how to come to me. We'll discuss this next time. And the last verse of this section is Teshamevanukampartham Ahamajnanajam tamaha Nashayamyatma bhavasto Jnanadipena bhasvata.
To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance.
Yes. So to my devotees, Krishna says, I destroy their ignorance in the heart. He destroys the ignorance. What is that ignorance? It's called avidya. Because of avidya, we are trying to enjoy this material world. So Krishna is saying, I will destroy that avidya, by which they will fully become conscious of their real position as servants of Krishna. And then we'll be very much focused on simply trying to please Krishna. So we'll discuss the previous in this verse next time, in continuation what we're doing. So these four verses, they talk about the Bhagavad Gita in 4 verses. So in the first verse, Krishna establishes his position and he says, anyone who understands my position will fall in love with me and they want to render service unto me. Second verse, he talks about how those pure devotees act in this world. They don't waste time. They don't waste time with material pleasures. They are so busy discussing and conversing about me with other devotees together. and they derive great satisfaction and bliss in that discussion. In third verse, he is saying, to such devotees who are simply focused on serving me with love, to those devotees, I give them the intelligence how they can come to me. Krishna makes it easy for them. He gives the understanding. Why? He's the Paramatma. He directs the living entity. And finally, he says, to show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their heart, will destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So Krishna present in the heart, he destroys all the misconceptions and illusions. We are thinking, I'm so great. Krishna will destroy that illusion. Then we understand, I'm simply a devotee, trying to be a devotee. So these 4 verses are very, very important. We'll continue next time. Okay? Anyone has any question or any reflection you want to share?
It's already answered.
Sorry?
It's already answered.
All answered. Okay. Amazing. Anyone else? Okay, so we have Aparna, Ashish, Home, Tanmajay, Saurabh, Midli, Ram, and Tejas. So thank you all for joining. If you have any questions, you can put in the chat box. You can ask. Then we will do chanting. Okay. Hare Krishna.